Have you ever noticed that God and humans are the most one-sided relationship in history, so abusive? God can do whatever the fuck he wants to do to humans. They can be born with disabilities, they can live in hunger, they can have all these problems. It's always a test. He's testing you. No matter what bad thing happens, no matter what unfair, unjust thing happens, he's testing you. But on the other hand, you as a human, you can pray to God, but he answers your prayers when he feels like it. How dare you ask him for, like $1 million or anything really selfish? So he can do what he wants, you have to be humble. And the whole thing is framed with this idea of God is loving. God loves you. And this is something that I think, came up with Christianity. I know some people will say it was kind of there in Judaism, but the idea that God is loving, I don't know where this idea came from, because it's not there at all in his actions in the Old Testament. He doesn't act like a loving God. But when this came about, I'm going to say it came about in the New Testament, maybe it came about earlier. When it came about, it reframed the whole thing. Suddenly, because God is loving, that means he's always right. That means all these horrible actions must have this purpose to them. And somehow, you're suffering, it's because God loves you. It's not because God is a dictator. And that's funny, because so many Christians and Muslims, because I've been talking to Muslims a lot, when they describe all the power that they feel God, Allah has, they're describing a dictatorship. And I tell them, don't you realize you're describing a very one-sided world where this guy has all the power and you have to submit to him. And if he's right, he's always right. And they're saying, yeah, but he's loving. Where does that come from? So, adios. I love you.